What's up, everybody? Brett here, back today playing some more Battle Brothers. It is day 40, it's dusk, as we sit outside Hikmah. Guys, I have two things really to talk about today. The first one, very much related to Battle Brothers. I had a recording mishap. I went to upload this morning's video, very frustrating to see that something about the screen capture did not work. It got my cursor, it got my voice. I played an entire, hour plus episode, found a bunch of legendary locations, did some cool stuff, great fights, and picked up an amazing brother, only to have it ripped from me. So I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this whole section once again. I'm not bummed about it. Maybe we can make better moves than I made last time, but it's still a bit of a bummer. I mean, just to go through the effort of recording an entire episode only to have it just whisked away it felt pretty bad. I made a lot of changes, some of which I'm going to try and remember here. But for the moment, let's pretend like none of that ever happened. One of the cool things that I did was I made a bunch of money off of trade goods. And we're going to try and do that again. I don't know, I guess I'm breaking the fourth wall a little bit, but it is what it is. So we did this mission to find and destroy these sand-ridden mites. I can make this problem disappear, no problem. Let's accept it for our vizier homie. We'll take that. And this other one is to travel. So, yeah, guys, it kind of tilts me a little bit. It puts me back on the back foot, as the saying goes. There was no one here that wanted to recruit. Absolutely not. Now I'm in this weird position where it's just like, ah, man. I can't fake, enthusiasm. I can't fake certain things. So I just hope you guys understand. Sometimes recording issues happen. That's why I have the multiple saves, just in case something like this happens. So it's not like, if I had played through, saved the game, and then gone back and checked it, I would have been really mad because I wouldn't have been able to get back to, my progress. Let's see what they do here. But at the very least, I learned from the lessons of the past, my past playthroughs where I've had, some serious issues with messed up recordings. This time, though, it was only so bad. Step in here. Yeah, it just sucks because we made a lot of progress. I talked about a lot of stuff, and now it's like I can't even remember what it is that I talked about. Let's go ahead and use the old ignite attack. And pass. Alright, down you go. We'll close the distance here. This guy, man. Okay, everyone's in a good spot. This shouldn't be that difficult of a fight for us. In the episode that I recorded, I took an extremely difficult Undead fight. I want to say it was like 18 or 19, something like that, Undead. And we managed to win, and it was one of those, amazing by the skin of our teeth type victories. We almost got nothing for it, though, so there's that. Kind of just want to shoot into the scrum here and see if we can make something happen. 62 versus 49. Should take that. This one big sofa cushion is keeping us from getting onto this archer. It's kind of funny. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Good stab. Step in and put some bleed on this gentleman. I guess we'll move in here. But yeah, so, I guess I came out of it with some knowledge as to where a couple of the legendary locations are. And we're going to probably end up, just by the nature of, taking the path that we sort of needed to take, we're going to end up walking the same roads. My only, regret, I guess, is that we had picked up a great brother. An adventurous noble who I had named Argot. stats were good. He had a couple really good traits. I was hoping to freak this guy out. It didn't happen. And yeah, I was just bummed to lose him. Hopefully we can get him back. Alright, here's the other thing. This is the thing that has me more frazzled than anything else. Even more frazzled than an early morning unexpected recording. Oh, nice. Jesus. Wow, he gets around the map. Someone broke into my car last night. My truck, rather. Yeah, that's the real deal. That's the thing that's kind of got me sort of pissed off this morning. It's a weird feeling. It's like, you know, your privacy has been violated. I'm fortunate enough, I keep my truck very clean. I don't have a lot of things in there. Unless somebody's really interested in some old, like, Flight of the Conchord CDs or some buzz ballads of the 90s rock era. It's like, if you're really into that, you chose the right vehicle to rob. But yeah, it's just a weird privacy thing. And it's got me a little bit bothered. So I live in a nice neighborhood. There are elements around us that are pretty crummy. You know, you go out a mile and a half, 2 miles in every direction, and you know, it starts to get a little bit worse. But I still wouldn't have thought of that. Let's talk money. I don't know if I'm going to take this. They want me to go to Crockthal, which, without a doubt, is going to lead us on this, you know, kind of long road all the way to here, which then we could swoop back down in a bit of a... I mean, it makes sense. We could do it. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I want to explore this area myself and discover the locations that are nearby. I want to be able to take fights that I want to take. We're sitting at a really nice total for just kind of doing whatever we want, right? If we want to hire a new brother, if we want to buy an amazing piece of armor, something like that, it's like we can afford to do that now. I'm going to sell this three-headed flail. The prices here are so good, it feels incorrect to hold on to certain things. Let's reorganize a bit. I know we got some junk to get rid of. A boar spear is not a terrible pickup. We don't need the redundant whip. Get rid of the damaged shields, the busted helmets. We did get a plated nomad mail, which is nice. I kind of glossed over that. Over 6K now. The prices on these tradable items have gone down significantly. I think we're going to buy all of them as a bit of an investment. Probably buy another stack of tools, ammunition, and food. Let's see, who can we give that to? Is anyone wearing something worse than that? This is a 105, and these are 100s. It's a little bit heavier. But I think someone like Oz could stand to wear this. Yeah, I guess that's a bit of an improvement. We can keep these guys tucked a little bit better than that. I know that in this episode, I converted Buck over to a crossbowman. I found a broken crossbow for like 400 crowns and hooked him up with it, and then I also gave him the pole mace. I don't want to do that just yet because, you know, we've taken a step back through time and we don't have that anymore. Richter here, we're going to give him Berserk. Quick Hands, hopefully soon to follow. We're going to take that 4 roll there. What else do we take? Tempted to take this 5 roll in initiative. And I think I will for his future dodge and nimble. And then perhaps... I hate seeing this 37 in resolve. Let's get him 3 more. I don't know how much more than that will pump it. Maybe we can give him a necklace in the future. He's one of those guys that sort of needs all the extra stats he can get. The boar spear is interesting, though. Alright, guys. I think we are going to roll out after we buy these supplies. I'm going to buy all these trade goods. We're going to head to the north. Yeah, let's buy the dye as well. See, we're up to 7 days worth of food. Get some dates. That puts up to 9. Excellent. Let's also get some tools and supplies. And some ammunition, just in case the North isn't kind to us. And that's all we need, right? I can check the armor one last time. The prices have gone down on some of this stuff. We could get a Sipar shield for Kane. But nah, let's just leave here. Let's explore this road. Take it to its natural conclusion. I'd be interested to know, you guys, if any of you have ever had your stuff broken into. Make it a little like not a focus group. What is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It feels bad, man. It feels real bad. Not so much because, not even just the privacy thing. Just like I trust my neighborhood, and it doesn't feel so great when you can't trust it. And there are definitely people out there living in worse neighborhoods who probably had worse things happen to them. But I don't know. It just sucks when it happens to you, you know. Hard to complain when there's so much bad stuff going on in the world. We're going to kind of like skirt the outsides here, check the mountains, and of course we find one of the legendary locations that I stumbled across yesterday when I was recording. It's going to be the Ancient Spire, a thin spire reaching high into the sky. The view from the top must be staggering. Let's get in there and read that event. The spire is twice as tall as any castle you've seen, and narrower than any tower. It is as though someone had all the materials to build a fortress, and instead of building the bastion, they built the spire. Grand Loser the Great squints as he looks up at its rise. Like it just goes on forever, sir. Damn near right to the clouds. You enter with a map and a few men. Inside you find a glass sphere sitting on a hollow lectern. Inside the bulb sits some powdery remains. Perhaps the last issuance of magic, you know not. Your intuition tells you that whoever dwelled in this slender refuge did not always take the stairs. But you'll have to. The climb is brutal and long. At the top you find yet another bulb, this one jagged and shattered. And beneath the glass a skeleton. A broken staff lies nearby. You shake your head and head toward the crenellations. So far are the sights, the world itself seems to curve at the horizon, a strange trick of the eye, no doubt. The earth is not flat. You draw the geography upon your map, take a 5-minute breather, then descend back down. When you get to the bottom, the skeleton is there with its staff beside it, and the busted bulb is on the lectern. The whole group of men run out the door, and you're hot on their heels. Looking back, you see the spire's gate slowly close with a mighty metal clank. So it's like the Palantir from Lord of the Rings. I probably made that comparison in a previous Let's Play. But that's what this reminds me of. And of course, like the wizard with the Palantir. I think it's probably the reference they're making. And also, side note, here we go. It does what it does, and it gives you a big view of the land. Unfortunately, there's really nothing here for us to view. We could, like, go way out into the wilderness, but I want to follow this road and see what we find. There's some brigands here. Let me zoom back in. I was going to say something else. What it reminds me of, last night I watched, let's see these guys. There we go. Don't want to just let, like, a free battle pass us by. I watched, The Lighthouse. Kind of reminds me of that. It was a pretty weird-ass movie, if I do say so. Pretty enjoyable, man. Okay. These raiders pose a real threat. And because it's nighttime, I'm going to shoot once and then get out the pike. I'm sure most of you guys are aware that fighting at night with ranged tools, not the most effective strat. Yeah, we're just going to wait. Step in here. Go for the stun. Nailed it. Step in here. Pass. I don't know about this positioning. This might be a better position. Oh, I should have just passed. And we're going to go for the death blow because he is stunned. Yeah, that crushed him. Pierced arm muscles, pierced chest. Getting even one of these guys down right away is pretty nice. This dude's got an arming sword. There's some pretty decent tier 2 weapons on the other side of the battlefield. I'm not scared of their range stuff at all. I say right as he hits Ozymandias. Alright, let's get that kill just so we can step in here. There we go. Alright, let's go for the stun. Boom. At least we landed the stun. It's hard to be mad. Hit him in the head there. Go for the kill. Excellent. The hammer dude up there is a little worrisome, though. Went for the damage. I'm not going to push in on him. I think what's going to happen is he's going to step here and take a big swing at me. Yeah. He whiffed it, though, which is kind of what we needed. Nice. Okay. I mean, obviously I wasn't counting on getting that lucky. Fading 2 good attacks. Hell yeah. And just like that, we've got them all locked down and running. Let's get in here. And he landed the stun with that. Come on, Brown. Get it together. But this is just a nice little, like, experience gatherer along our way. And if we pick up some of these good weapons... Looks like we didn't get the arming sword. That was probably the real prize here. Everything else a little bit eh. We'll run him down. He's not going to be able to get away this time. There we go. Just some decent experience and some junk we can sell to make this trip just a little bit more lucrative. Let's see here. Organize our inventory just a bit. And perhaps we should probably repair the Morning Star. Since we're sort of like swimming in resources right now. Scavenger did a good job of giving back some tools and stuff for us. Let's keep following the road. It's daytime, so let's try and take advantage of any mountains we see. 6 Hexen, you say? A Hex, a Direwolf, some Raiders. That's a dangerous fight. One I'd kind of be happy to take. She would come a little bit closer, but I'm not going to chase her backwards. We're trying to move forward this episode. Get onto the mountaintop. Boom. Kind of shocked we're not finding any locations. Other than the legendary one, of course. And just like that, we actually find the watermill. While traveling the land, Grand Loser gets struck by bird shite. It hits his sword hand and splashes crosswise all over his armor. Ah! His armor's like, he's basically wearing a napkin on his shoulder. His arms go wide like chicken wings as he looks at the damage. Bloody hell, just my luck. Yeah, don't dwell on it. Let's get going. We've got some superstitious guys. Yeah. Grand Loser nods, course. Just ruined my day is all. And now he's content. Oh well. But we found the watermill, another legendary location. A small watermill with a stony house at its side. It looks like someone might be living here. And this is, of course, part of the bigger and... Man, the quest line that I don't think we're going to be able to get through in this playthrough. But it's still nice to have found it. The water wheel totters at the hinges as its buckets dip and draw water. Attached to its side is a stone wall abode with a chimney piping bulbs of black. There are pelts and traps hanging outside on the walls, and an oaken chair sets on the porch. Its windows are too blurry to look through, but you can hear the mills inside rising and churning with wooden groans. Drawing your sword. Oh god, I lost my place. Oh no. Drawing your sword, there we go. You step up to the porch and open the door. My eyes are so freaking tired, guys. A man welcomes you in the first and only room there is. He's standing beside the mill well, running his hand through the grains. He's an elderly fellow, yet of modest stature, as though time had no warrant for his posture or abilities. There's a sword hilt hanging above the fireplace, Its glint is unmistakably rich, and the old man regards your stare with a warm smile. Only those who are worthy may have the hilt of the reproach of the old gods. The best weapon in the game, no doubt. You, stranger, are not. Don't test him. You need to ask him what would make me worthy. The old man stares into the mill. His hand rises up, and a swarm of grain revolves around his fingertips like bees around the buds of sugarcane. My only son departed to slay the great beast. His squire returned the hilt to me, but the blade was gone. Avenge my son, and you shall be worthy yet, stranger. You ask where the beast is, and the man puts his hand onto the millwork again. If only I knew. I trust you will find out, sellsword. Your feet suddenly slide back across the floor into the porch and onto the grass. The door slams in front of you and won't be opened again. Seems you've unwittingly taken up a quest, or perhaps one to keep on the side. We'll have to resolve it ourselves. So, without major spoilers for those of you out there who perhaps haven't played this before, this is the beginning of a quest line to get the most powerful weapon, an amazing sword that shoots. Well, I'm not going to go into that. Anyway, it's a cool sword and it's a great quest. The great beast is the Kraken. I don't feel like it's me being too spoilery telling you guys that. Yeah, the Kraken. And there's other quest lines you have to complete before you can complete that quest line. So you need to find other locations in order to make that work. What do you need me to do? I'm all ears. What do you need? The dead rising from their graves. I think this is the difficult undead mission I took and bested. Yeah, I think it is. And I remember thinking to myself, man, we did not get paid enough for this. I will accept the offer, though, because I'm not going to not attempt to claim victory here. And this is not a good place for us to sell our wares either. So we do need to kind of make a little bit of a stream of cash here. If we're going to sustain our push to new lands. No hires here. The undead location being right there. So yeah, I mean, today is playing out very similarly to yesterday's recording. Although I will say, you know, these two raider fights we've taken, I didn't have access to those yesterday. So we're going to be a little bit ahead even. Some extra experience. A little bit of extra loot. Ooh, a longsword. That is pretty spicy. Let's not let that hit us. If we can help it. Yes! Get wrecked, nerd. Always talk crap to your opponents. That's rule number 1. Let's get in there. We're freaking them out. A little bit of bleed. Okay. And everybody will wait. Step in. 64 versus 69. We'll take that. Hell yeah. Alright, parry. We can just ignore him. They're both parrying, so we can really just pass. We can push. I mean, that's the thing to do here. Do the knockback, mess them up, follow. Do the knockback. Ooh, okay. Ignite shouldn't trigger. It does. Alright, that was a bit of an experiment. Now we know. Ignite will indeed trigger riposte. Oh, I didn't even see. Are we getting the broadsword? Or the longsword, rather? Everybody gets run down. Let's just pass. We don't need to waste ammunition. Very good. We didn't get it. Oh, man. We got the arming sword, and we picked up a worn mail shirt, which is an upgrade for someone. You know, a little bit of money and stuff, but like, that would have been a pretty sweet pickup. And really good against the upcoming Undead as well. Yeah, what a bummer. Okay, well, let's see what else we can do. We did get the arming sword, which I think is just a better sword. I want to say I compared it. Let's see. Let's do it again just in case I didn't. on camera. So we've got the scimitar versus the arming sword. I think it's a pretty apt comparison. Even value-wise, they're pretty much the same. The arming sword wins out in durability. In terms of actual damage stat, 40 to 45 on both. You've got on the scimitar 20 and 70% respectively for armor, whereas you get an extra 10% effectiveness against armor on the arming sword. And then you have the fatigue is the same. The only difference is that the scimitar will have the slash and gash effect. Gash is good for causing injuries, right? And if we were going for a crippling strikes executioner build, the scimitar would be excellent for that. Whereas this gives us the option to use riposte. So, you know, it's really comes down to whatever you value. I think the arming sword just barely beats it out, although having the ability to cause extra injuries is quite good. But up against the undead that we're about to fight, I think this is a pretty quality change here. I think we're going to want to go a little bit wide. So the way I beat like 18 or 19 undead with this group is using the gravestones as kind of fortifications for me, and I was able to block off their location, and they had to try and flank me. This time, though, instead of fighting a huge group of undead and armored Wiedegangers, looks like we're just fighting some Nexurs. Tombstones fall over as a group of Nexurs clamber over them. They appear to have been having something of a feast, a few of them still gnawing on this arm or that leg, presumably the limbs of your supposed grave robbers. I'm kind of happy to fight them because, one, it's a much easier fight, but two, the crafting ingredients from them are something that we really prize. Let's step in, do some dirty work. Yeah, I mean, let's go in. I don't have to be that scared of these. Yeah, we're not going to step way in. Wait. Wait. Very good. I'm not sure if I should step all the way in there. Let's leave it at that. I can hit here, and that's it. If I step up here, though, I can hit 3 locations, so I'm going to do that. I have to imagine he's coming in. We're going to hope that he doesn't eat someone right off the bat. That he gives me a little bit of time to thin the herd out. Okay, so we do indeed get an extra turn. I'm going to step in. I think this is an okay turn to improve our position. Unfortunate whiffs. I'm going to say, the thing is, though, if we get that kill, that's a little spooky, because then we're leaving a corpse. Ooh, okay. The zone of control got me there. Yeah, that was not a great play. But if he's not going to eat, we should be able to kill him this turn. We stepped into a triple surround here, and I made the bigger mistake of trying to move. I've gotten lucky recently with my zones of control not really mattering. Alright, let's put a couple shots on him. Berserk coming in. I am going to come down here. We're going to need some help. Step in that way. Yep. I mean, this fight could have gotten scary. We had the DPS, luckily, to deal with it. Probably will eat someone now. He decided to eat Kane, which is okay. Cleaver's really good versus these dudes. Just a ton of bleed. Because they have a large HP pool. We can go for the stun. Yeah, and he'll die to his bleed if we don't land the killing blow here, but we do. And down they go. So much, much easier than the ridiculous struggle that I went through to beat this last time. And for our trouble, we got some horns. Would have been nice to get a nice mix of horns and fangs. for potential crafting. There is a taxidermist here, so we had the opportunity, perhaps, to make ourselves another Nexur necklace. Crown's well deserved. Anything else going on here? We might as well check just to see. There's different paints you can make and paint remover that you can make with these horns. But we're done here. Let's travel over to... where are we going? Let's travel to Wolf's Wall. They have a kennel. With the amount of crowns that we currently have, and let's take the shortcut here. We'll go through the mountains and explore a bit. I would love to pick up some war dogs. That's something that our company's kind of missing right now. Lots of orc young. 7 brigands here. Oh my gosh, they're so vulnerable and they have a leader. We have to take this fight. I don't know who they're fighting. I'm going to come back for these orc young though, but we got to get these guys. Oh no, don't run too far. This is a good opportunity. What else do they have? Let me just check. A marksman, a leader, and some raiders. It's a sort of dangerous fight. Not terribly dangerous. And maybe while we're over here, if this location is doable as well, we can make that happen. This is a good fight. If they don't put us at the bottom of a hill, you know, it's a good fight. Oh my god, he's got a Rotor Raven's Black. He's got a decent helmet, but that's what we want. That sword. I'm debating, guys. If we don't get the sword from the fight, do we do it again? I don't normally cheese fights like that, but I could see doing it. Getting an early greatsword is... It's hard to understate, or to overstate, rather, how big that would be for our run. Go for the 32. Whoop. Change that up. Yeah, I mean, it would be huge. Come up here. Step in there. I think what we're going to do is shield wall. I'm going to step in here to hopefully get Oz to shoot. Like this. Alright, we landed one of them. Don't want to complain about that. I'm moving here instead of staying there because I could see a world where maybe Oz starts taking a beating. And we could step in here just to give him another body to try and hit. Alright, let's go for these stabs. We get one. Better than nothing. Please. Give me a turn or two before you start crushing all my men. Interesting. I don't really have any good shots here. Just gonna shoot into the crowd, hope to hit something. Good man. Oh, please. Okay, I could feel that hammer coming. And I could just... I could feel Oz just going to die. I think we can safely... Yeah, he hit me. Damn it. Alright, let's just go for the hit then. Kinda is what it is. I don't really have any good options here. I can send Striker down to engage this guy, but I want Striker to engage him, but we didn't punch any holes through the lines. Let's wait. I needed to punch a hole. There we go. Man, getting a second kill there would have been huge. Alright, I mean, this is basically what I was talking about. Go for that stun. And I'm going to move back now. Let's force this guy off his little high horse he's sitting on. Yes, that's what we wanted. Perfect. Okay, they're on my archer. It's not a big deal. I don't have quick hands, so this kind of sucks. We will wait. Their shield walls are making this take quite a bit of time, but we're not taking as much damage because of it, so it's hard to complain, I guess. I'm going to get up here. Got a 49, a 58, and a 58. Perfect. Let's go for the stun. Excellent. And I guess we're all fatigued out on Buck. Perfect. All of his moving around has helped us so much. It's still going to be incredibly dangerous to engage him. Going to go for the 43. Oh, that felt bad. Alright, we're sort of wasting time. He's got to go. Oh my god, this is... We've played this pretty well. Okay, that's what we needed. That right there. Freak him out. We've locked down the archer. I'll step in here so I have a chance to hit. This weapon can, like, one-shot us. And like I said, y'all, if we don't get it, do we redo it? It would be huge to get this weapon. Ah, okay. Ozymandias felt that one. Let's get in there. He'll die if he takes another hit. Down he goes. Come on, game. You know you love me. Give me that sweet, sweet great sword. Run them down. 9 lives saved him. We just got to hit him one more time. Did we get it? We got it! Hell yeah! Alright. That is massive, y'all. This is a 4,000 crown pickup here. Unbelievable. It's not a scimitar, you know, we were trying to keep it real thematic here. But that is what I'm talking about. Wow, I'm excited. That was such a good pickup. And that is going right on Striker. Congratulations, Striker. You've just been upgraded, my friend. Wow. All right. I'm pretty high on that one. That was legit. All right, Brown. Let's see what you got, homie. Yeah, sort of weak sauce. We're gonna take the 4 in resolve, the 4 in fatigue, and oh man, the 2 in melee skill is pretty damn weak. I'm actually, believe it or not, guys, I'm gonna take the 5. It's gonna translate into 6 more hit points for him, and I'm gonna go for Shield Expert. So for those of you who don't know, Shield Expert is a pretty solid perk. I think I've seen a lot of builds where people overlook this. The shield defense bonus is increased by 25%. So if you look, he's at 28, 29, right? Let's just get it, and we'll see, and I'll read it after. So we picked up several stats in both melee defense and range defense. And the better the shield, the better the bonus. Also applies to shield wall. Shield damage received is reduced by 50%, which is nice when you have a bunch of unique shields later in the game and everyone's trying to destroy them. I had one run where I lost like 5 or 6 unique shields. Pretty painful. And then the knockback skill gets a plus 50% chance to hit. My idea with Brown was always to make an excellent sergeant and just a centerpiece. You'll see I try to keep him near the center of the formation. He's the guy he's the rock, right? He's the rock in the middle of the ocean that the waves crash against. And that's what he's going to be. And I think eventually he will be a sword user over the military cleaver. He's kind of getting there pretty fast. We've got Buck has a level now. Let's see, for Buck, I wanted to get quick hands. There we go. And we could start him off now using his javelins, and then he can switch out to the mace as he needs to. We'll take a 3 in range skill. Poor fatigue roll, sadly. I'll take a 4 in hit points, but we probably won't pump his hit points any more than this. And then I'll also take a 2 in melee skill. But I see this guy up and coming as a crossbowman. So we just got to get the crossbow. We just don't have the crossbow yet. We also picked up a great helmet there that was worth not overlooking. The Naso helmet with rusty mail. We can give that to Oz here. We can also hook Oz up with the worn mail shirt. That's a solid upgrade too. And yeah, just like that, a few upgrades go around. Anything I'm missing? We should repair the arming sword. We also picked up a falchion. And with this shield free, do we want to give Kane a shield? I think we should for now. He's doing a ton of damage with the coddle, but once he gets duelist, then it'll be no shield time for him. But for right now, I value the defense over the slight offensive increase from just one-handing it. Anything else? We also have a level on Ozymandias. So let's hook him up. He is going to be a Battleforged bro. So let's give him that now. He doesn't have the heaviest armor yet, so it's not, you know, an incredible pickup. Give him some hit points. Give him... His resolve is solid. He just needs fatigue. And I hate to take these poor rolls, but because of his old age, those are pretty important. And his hit points and fatigue are taking a hit because of this deep abdominal cut. So it's not like he's terrible or anything. Let's come over here and see what's up with this place. I could take it down, perhaps. It's just a lot of guys, and we're sort of injured right now. I think I'm more interested in this bleached out ruins location with these Orc Young. Now, Orc Young aren't going to drop, you know, armor and weapons for us. But they're usually a pretty square fight. Not a lot of subtlety here, but what we should do is camp. We're still good on tools, even though we're repairing additional things. Okay. Let's see what kind of status we're at. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's get in there. 8 Orc Young. They've got fortifications. Let's see what that looks like when it's orcs. Well, nothing if they just come down from the hill. This little bit of high ground here. Pretty sweet. The thing about orcs is they have no range. So them having fortifications is like whatever, man. you don't have any way to abuse it. I'm not going to fight them on uneven ground. So instead we're going to make a bit of a formation here. We've got some of our strongest brothers on the highest ground. And we'll take pot shots where we can at the unshielded younglings. Step out there and wait. And we'll wait. Good hit. This greatsword is going to be devastating. You know what I just noticed? These little, like, Gladiator figurines. How did I never see that before? Their bases are different. Today I learned. The bases of the Gladiator units are different. Your 3 starting bros get their own unique bases. They are using throwing weapons, so I guess you could say they do have range in some capacity. I just don't know if it'll do them any good. Alright, that hurt. We can step in there and deliver the pain right back. I'm going to go for a line shot. So, okay, if you've never seen the greatsword before, I realize for those of you, I probably just glossed over this amazing weapon. A long two-handed blade is good for crushing as for cutting. 85 to 100 damage. 85 to 100. It smashes shields. It has an increased chance to hit head. and its maximum fatigue is only minus 12. It also has 3 attack modes. A standard attack, which just does a crap ton of damage. A split attack, which can hit up to 2 targets in a straight line. Minus 5% chance to hit, because you're kind of getting that 2-for-1. And then you get the swing, probably the most valuable of the attacks, which can hit up to 3 targets. So we're going to go for the line attack. Nailed it. And then we're going to drop the hammer on this dude's head. Unfortunately, we got stunned there, but that's alright. Switch out to our mace. I can't see this guy. We're just going to go for the stun. Ah. Okay. Still happy to get the stun. You can't, and you shouldn't complain about that when you get it. And we'll pass. Alright, and they didn't land their stun. They didn't land 2 stuns in a row. Feels lucky. Alright, and they whiffed both of their throwing javelins, I think those are. Later, man. I'm gonna pass here. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought would happen. Having the stun up here sort of hurts. Nope. It's lucky for us that this guy wants to run. We really never even touched him. He should come in a second here. And he destroyed my kite shield, you dirty rat. Nice. But now we sort of have to chase him. And I don't know if we can. Can we make it? We can. It's a little bit dangerous, but he wants to run, so it's not dangerous at all. Run them down. Let's do it. As the head goes flying. Get some, orcs. There's always a chance, guys. The reason we take these types of fights is because there's always a chance that there's famed loot just waiting to be discovered inside one of these locations. But look at the fortifications here. We've got these obelisks. And these little walls sitting at the tops of hills. What did we get? I mean, we got 2 levels. That makes it worth it. Oh my god, we did it! We did it, boys! Oh man! Well-crafted Scorpion's Helm. The Southern style helmet is not only richly decorated, but also well-balanced and made from materials of the highest quality. 362 durability. Minus 17 fatigue is pretty heavy. But minus 3 vision. This is a god tier helmet. We did it, guys. Oh, man. My luck has felt bad, especially today. But I think it might be turning around. My first instinct, I just love the fact that it's a Scorpion's Helm, so I want to put it on Cain the Viper. Something about that feels correct to me. But I think what we're actually going to do is put this on Brown. As our sergeant, it feels fitting that he gets the golden loot here. And then with that, we can also give the Gladiator's helm to Ozymandias. I think it's fitting as a Gladiator that he should have that helmet. But very cool. Grand Loser here gets a level up as well. He also lost a shield, so he's going to need a replacement. We'll just give him another kite shield. Call it a day. What are we doing with him? We could just go for rotation, as we've been doing. And I think that's a smart move. What kind of rolls are we working with? I'm going to get a little bit in range defense. I think the fatigue roll is fine. And I'm going to take the 2 in melee skill. He's got to get up there eventually. Here, though, is where we have some options. And we're going to go for reach advantage. I'm going to read it first to make sure it hasn't been changed recently or something like that. Take that 3 in melee skill. I'll take the 3 here in melee defense and the 4 in fatigue. Not bad. I mean, for all the stars we have, that felt pretty rough. But let's see. Let's see reach advantage. Learn to use the superior reach of large weapons to keep the enemy from getting close enough to land a good hit. Each hit with a two-handed melee weapon adds a stack of reach advantage that increases your melee defense by +5 up to a maximum of 5 stacks. Until this character's next turn, a single attack hitting multiple targets can add several stacks at once. Yeah. So the greatsword is the ideal weapon for this. Because you can get attacks where you hit 3 enemies in one swing, and then you get +15 melee defense. And you can start this sort of snowball effect where it just becomes so hard for the enemy to hit you. It's amazing. Sword mastery is not itself cleaver mastery. I had always envisioned him with a scimitar, but I don't know if we can just turn this down. So we'll hedge our bets a tiny bit, and we'll go reach advantage, which is something we know we want. And we'll make that happen. We should chase down these orc hunters, perhaps. There's no chance of famed loot. Man, look at this. We could get into a wild fight here. You know what I will do, though? I will save this campaign. And you'll see this this later save. We'll save over it. That's from yesterday. We've taken a lot more fights than I did last time as well. Man, all the experience and the money that we're making off of these battles is going to come in handy. And when we get to Wolf's Wall, we're going to sell. Try and buy some. Hopefully the prices are good. It's hard to know. We may need to hold on until we get back to the south. Let's go for a swing. We got one of them, and with that we got a stack of reach advantage. So go team. I'm gonna step in. That helmet looks awesome. Alright, and we're going to step in here and take this high ground. Quick hands makes it so there's no penalty for us to switch it up. I'm going to come over here. Step in there. And we will step in one closer. Yeah, if we can wait to get back to the southern city-states to sell a lot of the gear that we're holding, we'll make a fortune. But we do need to sell the incense, the spices, all that type of stuff before we get back. So we're hoping one of these northern cities will give us a fair price. Wow, good shot. What are the odds on that one? 15, you don't say. Okay. We don't need to do that. We don't need to attack him. Alright, we'll go for another line shot. Boom. Boom. I feel it. I feel the power when I have a greatsword. We'll jump in there. Jump past here. This guy may try to run. He's not going to make it, though. We just took a little armor damage for our trouble this time. I still don't want to underestimate the group of Orc Young next to us, though. That's not a gimme fight. We've proven that we can handle them, but that doesn't mean that we need to take them too lightly. I mean, this is a decent haul as well. Ooh, we've reached saturation. We don't need to put everything back. We're going to take some stuff. I'm going to keep one stack of strange meat. Some of these things are going to go into our inventory, like the ammo and the tools, the crowns. We don't need to start dumping too much stuff off yet. And then, yeah, I guess we take out the Orc Hunters. Or we just head over to Wolf's Wall. I'm tempted just to leave them alone. Yeah, maybe we just find other opportunities here. We see the beasts. 12 web necks. What are the prices like here? for southern goods. Not great. Not great, Bob. Huh. I'm going to sell the junk just to free up some space. These crummy orc shields, never going to really be worth much. Extra, you know, extra quivers and stuff. We don't need that. Picked up some furs. The furs seem to be well priced, though. I'm going to sell the furs. Get a little bit more back in our coffers. Some of these busted shields, I mean, they're really not going to be worth much regardless. Anything else? The bows, the slings. I think we should hold on to everything else for selling. Are we good on food? We are. But the kennel. This is what I wanted to visit. And we're going to grab Wolf, Brock, Stormtail, I think it was. Stormtail. Look, guys, in this company, we appreciate our doggos. For sure. Let's get Claw. And a set of armor. So 4 armored war dogs have joined the crew. Quite expensive, but should be worth it. Let's give one to Buck as our Beast Slayer. One to Grand Loser. I think it makes sense for Ozymandias to have one and for Richter to have one. And we can equip this dog armor here. And that'll help us chase down fleeing enemies. Yeah, there's no one here to hire. Let me pause it real quick. And we're going to travel now to Gelbfellsfest. I don't think I'm going to fight the Webnecks. I'm just going to keep it rolling. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some, like, raiders or something nearby that we could fight on the way down. I'm more interested in the humanoid opponents, simply because they're going to give us, you know, perhaps wearable gear, like these guys. I'm not going to pass up 5 nomads. The chance to get... Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. These weapons are expensive. Some of you were telling me in the comment section just how lucrative the Holy War is, even compared to the Noble War. And in the Noble War, you're drowning in cash. Did we land the stun? We didn't. Yeah, let's kill him. Let's just not deal with that very deadly weapon. I think we bring up Brown. There we go. Let Brown hold that flank for us. It's a little dangerous up there. Oh wow. Ugh. But that's why we brought him up here. So this guy didn't just jump down and start hitting Buck. Okay. He took my weapon, but the banner's still in my hand, so can I use it? It's interesting, because the banner is almost like a set piece, right? Yeah, let's get in there. Like, it almost makes sense that they wouldn't be able to take it from me. Because it's also... It gives me, you know, stats. I don't know if I want to put Buck in there. I think he'll just get targeted. But yeah, indeed, he did take it from me. It's just a visual thing. We can move up a little bit. Let's just play it a little safer. He's going to shield wall and sand. That's fine with me. Pretty weak as far as attacks go. And the better our surround, the less his shield wall matters. And we're not going to go in. Down you go, sir. And for our trouble, we pick up yet another pole mace. A boar spear, another battle whip. Another one of these pretty decent helmets. And we got a stitched nomad armor, which we can't really use. We've kind of bypassed that at this point. Yeah, that was worth. Very much worth. Let's get down here. And it's also great because it's nighttime, so we weren't even going to be able to shop anyway. Better just to come here. Try and sell our spices and stuff in the bigger cities. You can usually get better prices for trade goods. So here I will sell them because we're running low on cash, but we're going to make some money off of this, right? So this is, let's call it 40, 40, 40. About 50 or so, 50, 50. About 50, 50 again. Okay, that's not a good sell price for this. We're going to hold on to the dies. And the prices here overall for selling aren't bad. So that's going to tempt me into picking it up. And here we go with the crossbow. Oh my god, things are happening pretty similarly towards what happened at the end of the last episode that the recording messed up. Let's get rid of this stuff. I don't need the linothorax anymore. I also don't need all of these helmets. I'm going to keep 2. Can get rid of all the orc stuff. The falchions can go. The cruel falchions can go. One of these scimitars can go. Don't need the axe. I may hold on to 2 pole maces. What are we up to? A good amount. I'm going to get rid of the battle whip. We already have one. I'm going to get rid of the scimitar since we have the arming sword. Do we hold on to 2 pole maces? I like them. They synergize well. And would I rather use a composite bow or a hunting bow? That's a good question. And I think I've sort of settled on a hunting bow. I think the extra superior range kind of puts it over the top for me. Now, what I will do is get this crossbow. Quiver of bolts. Our company could use a few bandages. I will say that. Let's get some tools. We need food. Let's get whatever cheap stuff we can. Up to 7 days. Alright. So if this is anything like last time, there should be an adventurous noble in here. Sir Wolfheart, it's him! Okay, whether or not he'll have the same traits will be interesting to see. As the third in the line of succession, Sir Wolfheart's life at court felt like wasting the best time of his life. To the frustration of his mother, Sir Wolfheart rode out to earn glory on the battlefield and become infamous and feared in all the known world. He comes with his own kite shield, armor, helmet, sword. He's a solid dude and he's leveled. Let's hire him. You're in, buddy. Please don't suck. And he has the same. He was strong last time too. Perfect. I'm quite happy with that pickup. And I'm quite happy with this as well. This is the switch I've been wanting to make. Give him his quiver. The crossbow will make up for the fact that he's not the best ranged shot yet. He will be in time. Our boy Sir Wolfheart here, we're going to give him Colossus right off the bat. You don't miss out on a lot of experience. You miss out on one level's worth of 20% of 1 level's worth of experience, and it's the first level, so it's not a lot. I think we can afford to do that, to take that, to increase his overall survivability. And I'm also going to take this range defense. One spot in hit points I think is earned. I hate passing up a 3 in melee skill though, but I'm going to take this 4 because adventurous nobles just have the worst range defense. And we don't have to make it amazing, but let's at least get it to 0. He comes with awesome resolve that we don't need to pump at all, so we're going to save a lot of points from that. 4 in fatigue is great. And just to play into the Colossus to keep him survivable, I think this is correct. What might not be correct, though, is the range defense. He's got a star in it, so I have to imagine that he's going to get equally good rolls, whereas we might see a lot of 2s and 1s for his melee skill. Let's do that. I think this is the better move. And here, he's got the arming sword already, but this helmet's going to be superior to his. Hook him up there. And we have throwing weapons now. We could give him to Oz. I could see that being useful. He doesn't have quick hands yet. He needs that before I'm like super comfortable with using that. But great pickup. I mean, he's $3 guys, but this is the type of like ride or die character that we've been looking for. And I like him even thematically as just a character. We're kind of in like Crusade-esque territory here. Let's get rid of one of these southern heavy maces. Make some of our money back. Like, I can easily see a narrative here where A crusader, an adventurous noble, travels to the south in search of fame and glory. I don't think that's hard to imagine. Let's check the armors. Okay. I do love picking up metal pauldrons. So I don't have my list in front of me like I did last time. I remember Argot. I'm gonna change this as soon as I can, but I don't want to sit here and like pull my list up while you guys are waiting. So we're gonna ixnay that. Training hall could be nice. We haven't looked at the training hall yet, but it's a way to boost your experience for a certain number of fights. 50% for the next battle, 35% for the duration of 3 battles, or 20% for 5 battles. So Veterans Lessons is the best. I'm tempted just to get it here on Wolfheart. Let's do it. We'll check it out. I like to make use of everything if I can. Even if it's like, a little bit suboptimal perhaps. And we'll pick up some extra tools. Since the prices here are just fine. See a paint set. We could paint our kite shield. Let's not get too fancy. I'm very happy with our progress today. What I would like to do though is to come back to Karakan and maybe win an arena and call it good for the day. That would be a nice ending to a kind of a long day that hasn't even started yet. Interesting. Some undead here. I'm not going to follow that. 5 citizens. So not peasants, citizens. Distinction there. And we're going to make 63 crowns off of that die. I can live with that. We should check and see what all is going on here. But we will certainly go in and do the... Oh man, look at this guy. We're going to do the arena. This guy, he's holding the scimitar that would basically pay... The scimitars are like 4 grand. Oh, man. Yeah, we're a little bit broke for that. But I find it hard to complain with all of the progress that we've made. Let's save the game. They've had a warehouse burned down. Yeah, I was wondering why the prices were so bad, because this place sort of loves us. But yeah, for the cost of the scimitar, we could get a gladiator, brother. We'd have to do all of these missions and sell and, have a lot more stuff. Let's lock this in. And just for fun, guys, let's do an arena before we go for the day. We'll slaughter them like lambs. Against 1 blade dancer and 2 nomads. So that's new. I haven't fought any blade dancers yet. I accept. And I think we all know who's going into the arena. There we go. I'm excited to do it with the greatsword. Let's give the crowd something to cheer for. So here he is, the blade dancer. Really sick looking. We're gonna pass. I could step in though. No, I can't. Just pass. Let them come to me. This guy's got nimble and dodge. So I imagine he'll be hard to hit. Should have let him step in. Should have waited. These arena battles, what they really are, I think, really good for. Ooh. Oh, wow. I think they're good for sort of training. Oh, man, we're getting wrecked here. Training to really understand zones of control and stuff like that. Line shot. We hit him in the head. This weapon is brutal versus a line like ours. We have an 8% chance to hit him. That's insane. Yeah, we can't do that. It's just like the... I think it's the War Scythe, is it? Or the Rum... I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. That the Ancient Dead use. Oh, man. We are just getting brutalized. Yeah, I don't know if we're winning this one, guys. Not without casualties, which to me is the same as losing. Yeah, let's... Wow, this dude is insane. We're going to need to lock him down. Let's load the autosave. I don't like my engagement. I think what we can do is... we can catch him out from his buddies. He has footwork. Let's isolate him. Yeah, I mean, we need to make him so that he's fighting a 1v1 instead of that he can hit all three of us in one shot. Letting him do that twice in a row is just unacceptable. We need to get lucky and hit some of these attacks, though, because he's applying Overwhelm. And now these goofs are shield walling us. Man, nets. And he's not missing. I get the feeling a Blade Dancer is just an incredibly powerful opponent that we're going to just dread. Yeah, give me some hits. There we go. There we go. And we're going to step in. And step back. Just don't want to give him a good attack. And then we can go in for the triple surround and see what we can do. Or we close the distance and make him footwork away. I don't hate that. Yeah, that's even better. He's gonna move, right? Or he's gonna go for the attack. He's bold. Triple surround. 41% chance. Ugh. And 11. Jesus. So you gotta have the stats to hit this dude. That's just gonna happen. I don't know how we avoid that. Adrenaline's gonna let him act first. And we put ourselves in another terrible spot. Thankfully, though, he decides to try and escape. And we hit him a few times. It seems like they have really high resolve. His two buddies are dead and he's beat to hell and he still wants to fight. I could footwork away from that situation, but we're so close. Okay, an injury to take with us out of here. Come on, let's take him down. Come on, Kane. 70%. Damn. Woo! Achievement unlocked. Dance off. Are you not entertained? Man, was that worth it? Jesus. That guy took us to school. No, not you, Kane. This goes on Brown. Kane got a level. And I'm going to take Duelist for him. Which will finally allow me to remove the shield permanently. And yeah, he's just going to hit like a truck from now on with his dagger. Take the 3 there, the 4 here, and the 6 in initiative. Great rolls. But guys, that's going to be it for me today. What a cool way to end today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Brett, channel's Goodtalk Gaming, and as always, y'all, I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.